Hi, I'm Susie Dinkle, writer, garden coach, and landscape designer, bringing you information and inspiration to help you better utilize, enjoy, and improve your outdoor space. Would you like to do that to your curb strip, your parking strip? Some people call it things I'm not going to say, but in any event, it's a struggle, isn't it, to get things to grow there, especially in this situation where I am. I have a fir tree nearby that's my neighbor's. It's very dry and it's in primarily shade. I'd like to show you some of the plants that I've used and the strategies that I have used in design in order to make this a more interesting area. This is a paper bush, an Edgeworthia, and it's the primary plant that draws me out into the garden this time of the year because of its fragrance. It perfumes the entire area. There's other plants that would do well here, like Sarcococa and Daphnes. Beautyberry, a Calicarpa. It was covered with violet, vibrant purple berries, loaded with it. Right now, it's looking a little bit rangy, but it's still a very interesting shape and it holds up beautifully. I don't have to do anything to it other than just trim off a few of the scraggly, unruly branches. The reason why all the berries are gone, the birds had a feast. And that's exactly what I wanted them to do. The primary ways in design of increasing your winter interest is to include structural plants, interesting bark and stems, flowers if you can, but bringing in other color through stems of plants and also leaves, providing a lot of texture and variety in their shapes. It will get about 4 feet tall and have beautiful arching seed heads on it. This is a very tough little vignette here that I put together, and although it's a little messy right now because I haven't cleaned it up yet, I still wanted to show it to you. In front of me is a flowering quince, and it's cameo, and it's going to be flowering very early in the season. And then I have a grass behind me that I leave the seed heads and the leaves on during the winter time because it just stays so beautiful and upright. And the birds do love it. Then some green sedge down here at the bottom. I do have to keep the seed heads off of this so it doesn't run rampant. However, I do like the way it provides a contrast and covers the ground in this area. This is another part of the garden that I'm really enjoying right now. This is a sassafras tree, and you can see the beautiful shape of it, which I really didn't do much pruning on this at all. They naturally want to grow in this sinuous shape. And behind it is a dogwood called Midwinter Fire. The buds on this sassafras are starting to plump up, and it just looks so lovely, like little jewels sitting on the end of the branches. The The branches themselves are also very interesting, the way they kind of arch and twist a little bit. Really, truly, one of the beautiful spots in the garden, especially when we get some morning light that's shining on that dogwood. It's also an understory tree, so it's fine next to the fir. I transplanted this dwarf cedar tree from a different area in my garden, so I am confident that it is a true dwarf. I've had it for many years. And I think it will be just fine in this curb area. Now, generally speaking though, I do not advise putting plants in your curb that could block the view of drivers. They need to be able to see the pedestrians that might be crossing streets and such. But this was a very unique situation here. I had just the right visual pattern, so I felt confident with my choice here. It does add a beautiful hit of yellow and highlight in the garden, and it is the end of the property line here, so I felt that it was a good way to put a punctuation at the end of the garden. At the very least, if you have something that is blocking, you can lighten it up or limb it up. I can hear you saying, Susie, this is a mess. And also, what's this big blank spot here that has some weeds in it? Well, got to clean the weeds up. But this area is the place I designated for deliveries. Primarily, I use it for bringing in plant material and compost and bark. So this is an area that's flexible. I can go ahead and plant it out with annuals, and I do have a lot of self-seeding annuals in this area, like borage and calendula and feverfew. It's really cool because I can change it up. And if need be, if I were to put something down there that was precious, I could put some pellets on top when I want to have a delivery. And that way it distributes the weight. So just keep that in mind. You can have some flexible areas in your parking strip. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and until the next time, I'll be dreaming of you in the garden. Bye.